Matthew chapter 13, we find Jesus with a large crowd of people around him, so large in fact that Jesus gets on a boat, pushes from shore, and he begins to speak to them. And he tells them this story. It's a strange story, but it's a story which has some incredible lessons for us. It's a story of a farmer who goes out to sow some seeds. The farmer goes out, and you can imagine the farmer scattering the seed, and Jesus tells us some of the seeds fall on the roadside. And birds come, gobble them up, fly off, and the seeds never get a chance to take root. Some of the seeds fall into rocky ground and they grow up, but it's shallow, and the sun comes, scorches them, burns them, and so they don't fully mature. And then some of the seeds are thrown by the farmer and they end up in the midst of thorns and they get choked and their nutrients are taken from them. But some of the seeds fall into what Jesus calls good soil. And that good soil allows the seeds to grow and to have a full and robust harvest. And Jesus tells this story, and it makes so much sense. And I've been reflecting on it post-Easter. Because you know Easter, when Jesus Christ resurrected, death is crucified and we have hope for the future. Easter is a time for most people where you take inventory of your life. You know, you do a Marie Kondo. You figure out what you're going to get rid of. You clean out your life. And I had an opportunity to do that. It was forced because we moved. And whenever you move, you always find that you have stuff that you've kept in your garage forever that you just didn't need. You have boxes you didn't open since your last move. And if you're smart, you just toss it. You don't even open it to have a conversation. Just toss it. But as I realized I had boxes like that in my own house, I thought, how did this even happen? And it happens because you just don't take inventory. You get busy. You don't go back to check, do I need these boxes? And when you do that, you take space that could be used for other things that could be more useful. And isn't this the case for lots of us today? We've turned the corner, and yet we haven't taken stock of what's going on in our hearts, in our relationships, in our marriages, in our dreams for the future. And we have things in our lives that if we were to move to the side and to take inventory, we would have space for new things to come in, for new life to grow, so we can live as resurrection people. And so I'm hoping that for all of us in the weeks and in the months to come after Easter, after the hope that has been given to us through Christ's resurrection, that we can take inventory and stock of our lives. We can figure out what we need, what we don't need. We can make room so that Jesus Christ can take root in our hearts, so that generosity and love can take root in our heart, so that we can grow into the full stature of who God has given us the ability to do because of the resurrection. God bless you and have a wonderful week.